What's up, Fortnite gamers? Strategy in zero build is often the difference between easy wins or not making it past the first storm circle. Having a clear but adaptable plan, whether playing solos or squads, can be an immense help when playing Fortnite. Now, I talked about game plans back in my Fortnite video a couple of weeks back. However, not only has the game changed since then, my opinions have changed as well. So without further ado, let's jump into this. So this is the first step when loading into a match. Upon recording this video, there is no train and Godzilla has been removed from the game. While this does remove a couple of high priority objectives, that only leaves two things of true importance on the map from the get-go. The Shogun X spawning on the ground before Boss Island and the Veiled Night Rose medallion fight thing, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, what if I told you those things are both massively overrated? You don't really need any of them. Here's why. The Boss Island towards the end of the game is so much more valuable than either of the previous things I just mentioned. It's often worth it to not disadvantage yourself by using ammo and time to focus on the earlier objectives. Let's break this down. The Shogun X that spawns around the map 9 out of 10 times is not worth it. Not only are you entering into a contested spot of the map that you can be easily third-partied from, right as your team is scattered trying to fight the boss and everyone's all disorganized and everyone's like, oh my gosh, wait, I'm down. Oh no. It's a whole mess. And then you run into this problem. Yo, bro, got any ammo? I cannot tell you how many times I've asked for ammo, or been out of ammo, or run out of ammo, or whatever, because we're fighting the boss. Too early on in the match, and we're just unprepared. Anyways, this fight is an ammo sponge, and prioritizing this fight before you have properly looted anything can essentially handicap the rest of your match. Now, getting your ammo up isn't that much of an issue, whether it's stopping by a POI or taking down some easy bots, but being left without ammo even for a short amount of time can be killer at the wrong time. Not in a good way. Hey guys, editing me from the future here. I completely forgot to talk about this, but as far as the Shogun X fight goes, something that I completely forgot to talk about is the fact that, this is the main reason why I don't even like going for him anymore, is that most of the time when you fight him, you're going to end up getting a gun that you didn't want. There's a very slim chance that you're going to actually get one of the drops that you want, that being maybe like an auto shot, a pump, or something like that, because most of the time, there's a very high probability of it, but you're just going to get a Mythic Fury or a Mythic Surgefire, and that is, at least for my playstyle and stuff, that is literally less valuable to me than an uncommon hollow or an uncommon pump. Back to the Night Rose fight, this one can be a little bit more worth going after, however comes with a lot of risk. Dropping there initially can be very difficult as the shade things that spawn throw off your visualized sound effects and can make it hard to differentiate between real enemies and NPCs. Now the boss fight itself isn't too hard, and the Medallion plus Mythic Void Mask are fantastic pickups. The Mythic SMG is cool, but my Psycho Fun hating self drops it instantly for an uncommon hollow. My favorite way to handle the Night Rose fight is to only take it when it is the perfect situation. Imagine this. A few minutes into the match, and the Night Rose fight is still up. This means one of two things most of the time. No one is dropped at the POI, or people are still fighting the boss. Unless someone's trying to camp there, then that's a whole problem and you don't really want to deal with it. Anyways, this is my favorite time to go after the Medallion. Either by swooping in uncontested with a full loadout because no one dropped to the place, or by taking out a squad that's simply taking too long. Either way though, I don't prioritize the fight too highly, as my favorite strategy is just landing on the outskirts of the map, ideally near an earth sprite. Filleted Frogs is the best spot, in my opinion at least. You can take your time, get guns that you want, even if it's a lower rarity, it's still better to have better guns, aka the pump and the hollow, and having plenty of ammo for the boss island. After that, grabbing a car and chilling on some high ground until you win the game. Of course, normally it's more complicated than that, so let's talk. Okay, so if you want a more fighting focused guide, check out my previous gameplay breakdowns. Here though, let's talk about the best way to position yourself to win a fight easy peasy. Most of my opinions haven't changed much here, as keeping high ground with a car is still the best path to success. Grabbing the storm sight keycard thing, or whatever you want to call it, is a fantastic pickup, as keeping your back to the storm, especially where the storm is rotating to next, is a great way to not get caught off guard by someone behind you. The storm can almost be used as an extra wall of protection, as you are a lot less likely to be attacked by someone in the storm. You're most likely going to get shot at people from the center of the storm, or on the flanks as people trying to rotate around the sides of the storm. By kind of keeping yourself on high ground by the storm edge, that is essentially forcing everyone to come towards you, especially if you know where storm is moving next. If you don't have the storm sight keycard, it's still best to go on whatever high ground there is, or whatever hard cover there is, such as natural land formations or even just some rocks. Additionally, cars can not only be used to get yourself to high ground, but they are basically natural cover themselves, as hiding behind a car, or basically positioning yourself so that your enemy can only shoot your car, not you, are fantastic ways to mitigate damage to yourself, and know where your enemies are before they know exactly where you're going to pop out and shoot them from. Now, touching back on that positioning thing, especially in the kind of later stages of a match, if you're trying to position yourself against the storm edge and using that as kind of another, I don't know, additional level of cover, you want to be certain that you aren't accidentally trapping yourself against the storm. Let's say storm moves the exact opposite direction. The only way that you can move is straight at the enemy. You have no cover and you are completely in trouble. If you don't have a car or some other kind of movement, that is an extremely bad situation to be in. Now, it's a lot easier to move off of high ground to low ground than it is from low ground to high ground. So even still in those kind of precarious situations, I still aim for high ground, as that is still putting you in an advantageous position. Let's say there's a bad guy hiding down beneath you, except storm has made it so you have to come towards them. Using all sorts of different tricks and stuff, it is a lot easier to move off of the high ground than, let's say, if the roles were reversed and you were trying to get up onto a mountain or something like that. Because that person knows exactly where you are at all times. If you're up on high ground, you can still be a little bit tricky and try and make it work. Of course, it won't work every time. Sometimes you just get dealt a really bad hand with storm. But using these tips, at least in my experience, have helped me consistently win out in the later stages of a match. And yeah, that's kind of all I got for you gamers. Hope you have enjoyed this little, I don't know, tip video, strategy video, whatever you want to call it. Got some more stuff for you guys in the pipeline, you know, kind of cooking it up. We'll be going out of town for a couple of days, though. Going to be going camping. Lots of fun. So if a bunch of, I don't know, comments or something pile up and I just miss all of them, I have at least a kind of good excuse. Anyways, hope you guys are doing fantastic. And yeah, okay, Fortnite, woo! Outro. I don't know how to end a video. Okay, bye.